Please let me know if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see my screen, please. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and get this presentation started. My name is Jaime Morales. I'm out in the Southern California marketplace. And today it's my pleasure to not only give you a shortened version of our presentation with Up Capital, but also to be the person introducing our CEO for our session later on, right after our presentation. So I just want to welcome you all, especially if this is the first time that you're giving yourself the time to take a look at Up Capital. I'll go ahead and share my story as I go, but I don't want to waste any time. So let me go ahead and enlarge my screen. We're gonna go ahead and press record, and then we're gonna go right into it, okay? And then as I get into it,
recording in progress.
I'm gonna get into the details, but today I really want you guys to spend as much time as possible with our CEO. So we're gonna cut to the chase and get right to it. Now, let me see here. Let me just make sure this is set up properly. All right, here we go. All right, so once again, my name is Jaime Morales. I'm in Southern California. I'm in a city called Chino Hills by the name of Chino Hills, about an hour away, maybe about 45 minutes away from downtown Los Angeles. But with California traffic, about 4 days away from downtown Los Angeles, if you know what I mean, if you've ever been to Southern California. I want to welcome you all. This is a very special presentation for today. We have a guest speaker. We have our CEO that's going to be sharing some time with us right after we finish, sharing the information. And I'm excited for that because I believe that this is the first time that I'm hosting a meeting in English where we have our CEO. We've had 2 different meetings in Spanish where we were able to hear from him, and plenty of meetings one-on-one and two-on-ones with our CEO. But this is the first time that I get a chance to introduce him in English to the whole community. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you know, the name of our company is Up Capital. If you're a guest today, I just want to tell you that Up Capital is a baby. You're looking at Up Capital within its first 60 days since its birth. So it's a baby. It's a brand new opportunity. It has a lot of potential, but we can't really start talking about potential without first sharing some responsible information. And for myself, it's not only responsible, but it also keeps me in alignment with my purpose and my integrity. Before I start any conversation or any presentation or even any training, I like to start off with risk. Like in any business, there is a level of risk that you have to consider before jumping into the opportunity. Whether you were opening up a brand new mechanic shop or a restaurant or a digital business like Up Capital, there's always a level of risk that you have to consider. Now, when I got started 24 years ago, that level of risk for me was, hey, you don't have anything, and if you don't try something, more than likely you're going to drown. I had just been laid off from construction. I was a union electrician here in Southern California. I was 25 years old, and right after 9/11 in New York, even though I'm in California, construction really slowed down for the whole country. And especially for me, I was a foreman at LAX, at the Los Angeles International Airport, and LAX is one of the most trafficked airports in the world. So out of fear, I believe that the general contractor, along with the city and the officials, they decided to stop the project completely until further notice. So they sent us home. That was in September. I lived October off of the little savings that I had, November off of the little savings that I had. But then December came about, and everything that comes along with December, right? All the celebrations, the gifts, the foods, and at the time I only had 2 children, but it was one of the saddest Christmases for me because I wasn't able to really share much with them. But December 30th of 2001, a gentleman came to my house. He knocked on my house, and he asked me for 15 minutes of my time. I invited him in. He was my sister's boyfriend, and everyone in the family knew him as Jeff the Dreamer, because every time you would talk to Jeff, Jeff was always talking about exotic cars, mansions, traveling the world, and he had a million ideas. So the family was a little sick of him. Actually, at every family event, they would kind of just laugh at him without him even noticing, because he was just a dreamer. But he came to my house, and that day he found me, in a different state of mind. I was open because I was desperate to be open. So I invited him in. He showed me a video called Get Paid Daily. It was a 15-minute video. And on December 30th of 2001, this industry rescued me. I didn't have the $249 to get started, just to be clear. But him being a charming man that he was able to talk my sister into loaning me the money. And that's how my career started. I was with my first company for 5.5 years. Then I moved on and I found my first mentor in a company that was called Mona V. That gentleman, by the way, is still my mentor to this very day, and I still learn tremendously from him. But Mona V was really where I had my first success. After that, I went on to be the vice president of a network marketing company out of North Carolina here in the U.S. And in 2015, I was invited to a coffee meeting at 10 p.m. in Anaheim, California. And that was the first time that I ever heard the word Bitcoin or blockchain. Now, I said no to the opportunity because it was too new to me. But the seed was planted in me and in my wife. So we went home, we started doing our research. And about a week later, we bought our first 5 Bitcoin. And I remember that the price was right around $260 per Bitcoin. Those 5 Bitcoin are still in my wife's wallet. And I don't think I'll ever see them until it's time for retirement, which I'm okay with, or else I would have probably spent them or wasted them or lost them somewhere. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. The last 10 years of my life have been almost strictly 100% digital blockchain projects. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, but the ups have been higher than the downs have been down. So I'm excited about, continuing this journey and continuing, delivering the message of decentralization and total freedom, right? For me, it's only a matter of time before crypto is what rules pretty much every monetary system around the world. We may not see it in the next 2-3 years, but I believe that we will see it in our lifetime. So today I want to talk to you about a rule that I learned 7 years ago. 3 years into my crypto business, I was so sick and tired of losing, and I was so sick and tired of rug pulls, and I was so sick and tired of companies coming in and leaving, like I'm pretty sure a lot of us are here on this Zoom. And I started doing my research. One thing about this industry, it pushes you towards books, it pushes you towards learning, towards reading. And I picked up a book about investing. And that book was talking about Warren Buffett. And, in that book, Warren Buffett shared, I don't know how many rules for investing, but one of them really stood out to me. And that rule has been my saving grace for the last 7 years. And this is what that rule says. That rule says that if you have an amount of money that you can count on to invest, not just an amount of money that you can count on to live, to pay the rent, to pay the bills, to buy food for the children, to support your family, not that money. What Warren Buffett was talking about was a separate account called investment fund. Now, if you don't have one of those today, it's okay because everyone has a day one. But if you do have one of those today, this is what Warren Buffett recommends that we do for us to have a positive experience in this world of investment and being an entrepreneur. He says to never take more than 10% of your investment capital and never put more than 10% of that capital at risk anywhere, no matter what the business, no matter what the stock, no matter what the crypto, no matter what the real estate deal, no matter what the network marketing company. Never put more than 10% of your investment capital at risk in any one vehicle. Now, I've had my share of losses in this industry, but I've never lost more than 10% of my investment capital for the last 7 years. So when I do find a company that does give me the time to develop teams, which is really what I do, I don't really necessarily talk to a lot of investors because I'm a networker. So I attract other networkers, and really this is like a networker's paradise, what I'm about to show you today. But if you follow that rule, so no matter what that amount is for you today, allow that in a calculator to make a decision for you and not our hearts or our brains, right? Because our hearts can say, you know what, you really need to make this happen. You really need a home run. This looks like a home run. And your heart may deceive us. Your heart may deceive you. And your mind may say, you know what, it makes sense. Like the Forex market is huge, $6 trillion traded every single day. It makes sense. But I don't want it to make sense for you. I want it to make mathematical sense based on a calculator and based on your investment account. That means, ladies and gentlemen, that you may be on this Zoom today and it may not be a good time for you to do anything with this opportunity. If you have 0 in your investment account, you should put 0 at risk inside of Up Capital. I don't want you to go sell your house. I don't want you to go sell your car. I don't want you to go pawn your wedding ring. I don't want you to put your family in financial stress. If it's not the right time for you, it's okay. Now, this also means that if you only have $500 in your investment fund, you shouldn't put more than $50 at risk in this or in any other business today. If you have $1,000 in your investment account, now you're able to put $100 at risk, whether it's here or in any other business today. So allow that math to do all of your decisions for you today. Now, speaking on decisions, a long time ago, I was introduced to a book by the name of Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, there's an entire chapter dedicated to that subject, the subject on decision. And here's what Napoleon Hill says in that chapter. Successful people make decisions quickly, and they change their minds, if ever at all, very slowly. Unsuccessful people take a lifetime to make a decision, and they continue to change their mind about that decision. Here's my take on decision. Once you make a decision as an entrepreneur, all the finger pointing needs to stop. Here's why. Because you're a grown adult person making a decision for yourself. So the moment that I take on risk, the moment that I make that decision, it's no one else's fault but mine. It's not the person who invited me. It's not the person doing the presentation. It's not the CEO. It's 100% on me. That adrenaline rushes through every entrepreneur's veins. Here's why. Because when an entrepreneur looks at an opportunity, you can either double down on yourself and your skills and your ability to make it happen because you can succeed, or you can fail. But successful entrepreneurs always double down, and they bank on their skills, their training, and their ability to make things happen. So I say that to say this. We want to make sure that you and I, that we make a pact today, that you're not going to over leverage yourself, that you're not going to put your family in a messed up situation, that you're not going to allow, I tend to get excited during a presentation. Don't allow my excitement to convince you at all. Grab your calculator and make a decision with that. And once you make a decision, it's 100% on you. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. Now that I've said that, and it's funny because some people tell me, Jaime, I joined your Zoom and now I don't even know if I want to join. You almost discourage me. Good. Because the moment that you buy a McDonald's franchise, they give you a whole book telling you of all the reasons why you're going to fail. But yet McDonald's is one of the most successful franchises in the world. So don't allow for risk to scare you. Risk is not a scare tactic. Risk is just a reality for every entrepreneur. In this life, you either take a risk or you work for somebody who took a risk. One of the two. Now, the gentleman that we're going to hear from today, later on in our presentation, is our CEO, Mr. Oscar Bueller. Now, I interviewed with Mr. Oscar Bueller about 3 weeks ago, and two things caught my attention about Mr. Bueller. One, he's very charismatic, and number two, he's very knowledgeable. Now, Mr. Bueller comes with over 30 years of experience in different sectors. He's worked in the technology sector, finance, manufacturing, consulting, and even some government work. He is an expert with business-to-business sales, and he's a magna cum laude of Ibero-American University, where he has a degree in chemical engineering. Now, this gentleman, he told me something the very first time I met him that really stuck to me, and I want to share it with you. This is what Mr. Oscar Bueller said to me. He said, Jaime, do you believe that Amazon, back in the early 90s when they launched, do you think that Mr. Jeff Bezos had an idea that he was gonna build a company that would sell teledoc services, travel packages, life insurance, health insurance, web services? No, he didn't. He wanted to sell books. Now, if he would have stuck and he would have been narrow-minded, he would have been competing with Barnes & Noble. Congratulations, you would have probably beat them. But he wouldn't have been where he is today, where just last week he spent more than 9 of his employees earned for an entire career just on flowers for his wedding. But why was he able to do that? Because he was open-minded to understand that business continues to evolve. And this is what caught my attention on Amazon. In the same way, in the future, Up Capital is still going to be doing business in the Forex market, but this company will evolve in the future to expand. Why? Because technology continues to expand. So if that makes sense to you, like it made sense to me, it's really liberating, because one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that insanity is continuing to do the same things over and over again and expecting different results. And so many of these digital companies continue to beat a dead horse in trading and mining and everything else that hasn't worked, and they just simply won't evolve. This company will not make that mistake. Now, let's talk a little bit about what is Up Capital. Up Capital is a next generation network marketing and Forex company that empowers us as the users to be able to create wealth for daily ROI and team building commissions. Now, we're going to talk a lot about that because there's so many companies that have attempted this concept of daily ROIs, and many of them have failed. And the reason why many of them have failed is because all they have to for themselves as a source of income is trading, and that's all they have. Not only that, but usually companies like Up Capital that want to do business in this space, they have to go out there and find the traders. And where do they go? They go to YouTube. And if you go to YouTube, there's millions of people that claim to be successful traders. Who do you believe? Right? How do you know which one is really profitable and which one is not? There's so many bots out there and so many bots that have crashed. Which one do you buy? Right? So Up Capital has an upper hand because they have a very special collaboration with ATFX. Now, ATFX is a top-tier global Forex broker, and it's a regulated broker. Dealing with ATFX ensures that we have institutional-grade liquidity and compliance. They have to follow the law. They're regulated. Not only that, but they put us in a regulated trading environment, and they can supply transparent reporting of where our ROI is coming from. Now, that's one aspect of collaborating with ATFX. The second aspect of collaborating with ATFX is that they recommended the traders. Right now, Up Capital is using traders that have a relationship with ATFX. These traders understand how ATFX works. They understand what kind of leverage they can use. They understand what kind of guidelines they need to follow. And that's what makes our traders different from anything else that's out there in the market. They already have a relationship with a Forex broker that is in 22 different countries. This broker not only is in 22 countries, but the broker in the office that we specifically use, the one in Mexico City, they manage some of the biggest capitals for some of the biggest banks in Mexico. So ATFX is really like our secret weapon. And not only that, but they're sharing the spread with Up Capital. So not only Up Capital are they making money from the trading, but they have other ways of gaining bonuses, not only with the spread, but also with the amount of capital coming into ATFX. When the company meets certain milestones, they receive a monetary bonus, allowing the company to have another source of income, not just trading. We know that in trading, it's up and down and all around, right? Any president can say whatever they want, and all of a sudden, we're in a midst of a war, and things may begin to pop off, and World War III is around the corner, and the Forex market begins to dance around, like no other. Because of that, you can't just count on Forex trading. You have to have different sources of income, and inside the same business mechanism, there has to be different triggers that feed the company once again, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Now, the vision of the company is very simple, guys. They understand where they're stepping into. They understand that they're stepping into a market that has been hurt for the last 10 years. Now, some of us have made money. Some of us have lost money. But for the most part, the marketplace has lost trust in any type of business that has to do with daily ROI or making money in the digital space. And they understand, Up Capital understands that it's going to take time to get the trust back, right? So all they're asking for us to do is let's walk with them. Let's go on this journey with them. And let's see what happens over the next year, 2 years, 3 years. Now, the mission is to create the largest community in the space. Now, back in 2019, I joined a company, and I thought I was joining late because I was distributor number 98,500, and I forgot what else. And I knew people that had joined and there were distributors like number 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. And I said, man, I probably missed it. I'm number 98,000. Little did I know that company grew to over 3 million members, and we earned millions over the course of the following 4 years. It was an amazing run. And one thing that I remember it was that the compensation plan was very similar to what we're going to see today. Now, there's 6 different ways that we can earn. I'm going to cover them right here, in bulk, and then we're going to go into them one by one. But we have our daily ROI passive income money. That's money that you earn Monday through Friday, depending on your level of participation. Depending on your package, that's how much you earn, and you earn it Monday through Friday. Now, this is a very attractive bonus because it attracts a lot of people. A lot of people, especially going back to Napoleon Hill, right? A lot of people are looking for something for nothing. So when they see a bonus where they can buy in and immediately they can start earning anything, they get excited. I get excited. But I've never seen a single person that changed their lives with that bonus alone. It's attractive. Why? Because it brings the masses to us, but that's not the bonus where we can change our lives. It's nice. We'll take the money, but that's not the bonus that can change our financial futures. Now, we have a bonus called a fast start bonus. That bonus can start putting money in your pocket right away because you earn 12% instantly on any direct referral. Anyone that you personally invite to Up Capital, whatever package they buy, you earn a 12% instant commission. And as long as that commission is at least $25, you can withdraw that very same day. The second bonus is it's a binary bonus. Now, a lot can be said about the binary compensation plan. There's people that criticize it. I've criticized it in the past because at the beginning I was stuck in the inside leg of an inside leg of an inside leg of an inside leg, and I was stuck. But here's what we can't deny about the binary bonus. Over the last 50 years, it has created most of the success stories that you and I have heard in this industry. The binary bonus has been responsible for creating million-dollar months. Is responsible for creating most of the success stories of the gurus that you and I follow online. Most of them made their money in a binary compensation plan. Now, how does it work? Inside of Up Capital, we're only building 2 teams. And each of these teams is going to bring production, right? Now, one of those teams is going to be a big team, meaning they bring the most production, and the other one is going to be a smaller team because they bring less production. The binary bonus pays you 10% of whichever of the 2 teams that has the least amount of production. Again, that money is paid out in real time, and you can withdraw that money with a minimum of $25 every single day. And we also have a residual bonus where you can earn up to 20% residually of your entire community's ROI bonus. And I'm going to touch on that in just a moment. We also have rank advancement bonuses. So depending on your level of leadership, you can earn as much as $30,000 combined by reaching these bonuses, by reaching these milestones. And then we have a repurchase bonus. Anytime that you or anyone in your community, when they reach the maximum potential of earning, which is 300% or tripling whatever they deposited, they have to make a decision whether to leave Up Capital or to take out some profit, take out their main investment capital, and then repurchase their account. Every time that they repurchase their account, 2 things happen. 1, the company feeds itself again. And 2, the bonuses get paid up all over again. Now, these are the 6 bonuses. These are the different ways that you can participate. Once again, this is where I disconnect myself and my emotions from the decision. Who should make this decision for you, whether you come in with $50, $100, or $10,000? It should be your investment account, right? Whatever you have saved up to invest, never take more than 10% to buy into any business. But even if you can just come in with a $50 minimum, right? When you reach your maximum return for that package, that means that you've withdrawn $150. Now, here's what I want you to do with that first time that you do that. I want you to take $50 out of the $150 and put it back in your bank account. Now you're 100% out of risk. Why? Because you put in 50 and now you have 50 back in your account. I want you to take another 50 from the 150 and put it in that same account. Now you're 100% in profit. That means that now you just became an Up Capital testimony because now you can sincerely say that you participated in Up Capital and you received your investment back plus 100% profit. And here's what I want you to do with the last $50 from your first 300% return. I want you to buy that package again so we can do it again tomorrow. Now, if me and you go to work together and we're able to do that once a day, meaning reaching maximum return potential per package, that means that every day you're pocketing with the $50 package $100 a day. Now let's do the math. $100 a day times 30 days a month, that's $3,000 a month. Whether you live in Chino Hills, California, or Uganda, or South Africa, or Malaysia, or anywhere in the world, 3,000 extra a month part-time can be very helpful to any family. Now, pull out your balance, right? Pull out your scales. On the left side, put $50 risk. On the right side, put potential $3,000 a month. Now, me personally, I feel more fear of losing $3,000 a month than losing $50 one time. Once again, you make this decision, and the moment that you make this decision, own it. It's your decision. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. Now, let's talk a little bit about each of these bonuses, and then we're going to go right into a conversation with our CEO. This is our first bonus, our daily ROI bonus. And if you own a package from $50 to $500, your bonus is paid out at 0.5% Monday through Friday. If your package is $1,000 or $2,000, you're receiving 0.6% a day, Monday through Friday. If your package is $3,000 or $5,000, you're receiving 0.7% a day, Monday through Friday. If your package is $7,000, you're receiving 0.8% Monday through Friday, and $10,000 packages can receive from 0.9% all the way up to 1% Monday through Friday. Again, very attractive, but it's the bonus that pays the least, to be completely transparent with you. Now, the Fast Start bonus, now this bonus is 100% up to you, your work ethic, your burning desire, your willingness to work. It has to do with you and you alone, because this bonus pays you 12% instantly on any personal sale. So in this example, you have two sales, one for $1,000 and one for $2,000. For the $1,000 sale, you receive 12%, $120. For the $2,000 package, you receive $240, which is 12% of $2,000. In total, $360 in commission from two sales. Ladies and gentlemen, I know people from all over the world, different continents, different countries, that go to work for an entire month and don't bring home $360 for their family. Now, you decide whether you do this once a month, once a year, once a week, or once a day. It's all you and you alone. There's no limit to how many people you can present to. There's no limit to how many packages you can sell. You decide how much you want to earn from this bonus here, the Fast Start bonus. The next bonus is our binary bonus. And our binary bonus is the bonus that pays you 10% on the production of your smallest of your two teams. So in the example that we're seeing right now, the team on the left has 25,000 points in production. The team on the right has $30,000 in production. So the 10% is paid out on the team on the left. 10% of 25,000, that's a commission for you of $2,500. Now you can withdraw that $2,500 the same day. That's our binary bonus. The next bonus is called a unit level residual bonus. And based on your package, you can earn different levels and different percentages, not on new sales, not on new recruits, but on what the daily ROI bonus is distributing to your community. For example, if you own all the way up to a $500 package, you're eligible to earn from anyone who you've personally invited. So if you personally invited 5 people, whatever they earn on their daily ROI bonus, you match 7%. Now, if you own a $1,000 package, you don't just earn from those who you personally invite, but also you earn from those who they personally invite, your second level, and you can match 4% on whatever that second level earns from the daily ROI bonus. Let me give you an example, because as you can see, the larger your package, the more levels you can earn and the more percentages you can earn, for a total of 20% in total residual income. Now, let's do a quick math example. Let's just say that you make a commitment that you're going to go out there and on your first level, meaning you're going to personally invite 5 core people that also commit themselves to doing the very same. That means that on level 1, you will have 5 people that you can match 7% of their daily ROI. On level number 2, when those 5 people duplicate, you will find 25 people, and whatever they earn on their daily ROI, you can match 4%. On level 3, you would find 125 people, and you can match that 3%. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire levels, but on level 7, you would find over 78,000 people, and you can match 1.5% on whatever they earn on their daily ROI bonus. Now, you don't have to start at 10,000. As a matter of fact, we're not supposed to, right? We're supposed to follow the calculator. But this is a guideline of what can happen if you systematically learn how to make money with this vehicle, and systematically and over time you start upgrading your package so that you don't leave any money just thrown on the table like that. That's our residual income. We also have bonuses for reaching rank. Now pay close attention to what I'm about to say. In my opinion, we're getting double pay on this. Here's why. Because leadership bonuses are based on your smallest team in the binary, meaning the binary bonus already paid you 10% of that production. But in the leadership bonus, for helping your small team get to 5,000 in production, the company rewards you with a $500 instant bonus. Now, how much did the binary bonus pay you for bringing 5,000 in production in your small team? Another $500, correct? Now, when you add an additional $10,000, right, to reach rank number 2, so in total you have $15,000 in your small team. Now the company gives you another $1,000 in bonus that you can cash out that same day. To reach rank number 3, you have to add an additional $20,000 to your small leg. In total, $35,000, and you receive an additional $2,000 instantly that you can withdraw that same day. And you're at rank number 3. Rank number 4 pays $4,000. Rank number 5 pays $6,000. Rank number 6 pays $8,000. And rank number 7 pays $10,000. If you add them all up, that's over $30,000 that you will receive in commissions or in bonuses. And this is the second time that you're getting paid on that same volume, because you already got paid on that volume in the binary structure. Ladies and gentlemen, I love this bonus. Before I even realized I was at rank number 2, and I was like, what? How did that happen? But definitely I cashed out the money for sure. Now, the bonuses that we receive from building our organization, for building the business, we can withdraw every single day of the week. Now, when we withdraw, we pay a 5% fee, which is another mechanism that the company uses to feed itself all over again. Now, your ROI bonus gets accumulated Monday through Friday, and it gets released for withdrawal on Saturday morning, or depending on where you live. To be honest, I can't say Saturday morning because it's Saturday morning for me, but if you live in Australia, it may not be Saturday morning for you, so we have to do some time conversions there. Now, there's 2 ways that you can pay for your package, both using USDT, one on the Tron network and the other one on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, here's a couple of tips on making sure that everything goes smoothly. 1, when you create the QR code to make a payment, don't let it get past 10 minutes before you send a payment. There is a timer that after 10 minutes, that code is no longer good, right? So if you send money to that code, it's still going to get to the wallet, but it's going to go to a little section called impartial payments. Why? Because time lapse. So make sure that the moment that you're ready to pay, you create that QR code and you scan it within 10 minutes. The second tip is always send a little bit more. So for example, if I'm buying in at $50 and the wallet's telling me, okay, it's going to be $50 plus the Tron network is charging you $3, then I want to send $53 so that the moment that the company's wallet receives it, it receives a complete payment. Now, here's another thing that I love. Every single bonus that I spoke about helps to accelerate your process and your progress to 300%. Why is that good? Because if you ask any human being, would you rather get to 300% quickly or slowly, everyone's going to say quickly. Now, here's why that's good. 1, because the moment that you get to 300% the first time, you're 100% out of risk and 100% in profit. But then take a look at it from a builder's perspective. When your community is cycling out quicker, what do they have to do? Repurchase quicker, and all the bonuses get paid up all over again. Now, before we go into the conversation with Mr. Bueller, I just want to remind everybody that commissions are released daily at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific time. If you don't live in California or in the Pacific time zone, just make sure you go to Google and you ask it, hey, what time is 10 a.m. in California here in my state or my country? Or what time is 8 p.m. in California here in my state or my country? Now, here's what needs to happen next. Here's the next logical step. Get back with the person who invited you. Now, I'm going to make this decision quickly for you. If right now you can look at your bank account and you don't have an investment fund, that means that today your decision is not now. You know, I'll help you make that decision. If you have zero money to invest and you have zero money to come in, and that means that for right now you were open-minded to learn, which is great, and right now you can make a decision that this is going to be the last time that you get caught looking at an opportunity and not being prepared for the opportunity. But for those of you who do have some type of an investment fund, never use more than 10%. But if you want to be a customer, simply grab your phone after the presentation and send the person who invited you a number one. That means that you want to be a customer, that you don't plan on building, but you do want to use the system for what it's used for, to be able to get there and start seeing some of that money go to work. Now, if you want to build this business with the rest of us, I want you to send the person who invited you a number two. And for the moment, if for whatever reason, timing isn't right for you or finances aren't right for you, just simply send the person who invited you a number three. That way he understands that right now is not now. Maybe in the future, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months, so that they can follow up with you in the future, but not tomorrow, right? So that is what I wanted to share with you today. That officially ends the presentation. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get back over here to the Zoom, and I'm going to go find Mr. Oscar Bueller. Let me see. Oh, there's a lot of you guys here. Welcome, everyone. Here he is. And I'm going to put him as a co-host. I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to get into our conversation with Mr. Oscar Bueller. Now, before I introduce him, ladies and gentlemen, let me turn on my camera here. All right. So before I introduce him, let me tell you something. I've been in this space for 10 years. Hardly ever do you ever get to talk to a CEO. As a matter of fact, most of these type of companies don't have a CEO. And if they do have it, is in somewhere hidden behind closed doors, right? No one can ever meet them. No one can ever talk to them. No one can ever communicate with them, simply because they have ill intention. But when you have a CEO that not only is in the PDF, but also responsive and being on our Zooms consistently, I know he's got to do his job as far as leading the company, but he still makes time to work with us and to communicate with us as the field. So today I want to introduce you guys to the gentleman who is leading the way for Up Capital, a gentleman that comes with over 30 years of experience, somebody who has done great things in his life, including help startups like Up Capital get to their first million, their second million, their third million. Please help me welcome Mr. Oscar Bueller. Oscar, are you here?
Hi, how are you? I'm here.
I'm doing great, Oscar. Thank you so much for being on. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just let you speak to the community, and then we're going to take 2 or 3 questions from the community and have you answer them. So thank you so much for being on. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for this great vehicle that you're giving us here with Up Capital.
No, thank you. Hello, everybody. Nice being here. My name is Oscar, as you know. I'm in Mexico City right now. I'm the CEO of Up Capital, as Jaime said. I'm really excited about this opportunity and this new project. I'm congratulate you, Jaime, because you're probably 2 weeks, no more than 3 weeks into this project, and you already have almost more than 80 people here in your English Zoom meeting. I know you have another one, and you're building teams very fast. So very good, and congratulations to everybody. I have seen also that there are people from Europe here, some friends from Spain, some people from Africa, Ghana, South Africa. So this project is really, really growing very fast, and I'm obviously happy about it. Every time that I speak here, I'm gonna try to speak slower, because every time that I speak here, I'm so excited to talk about a lot of things in the short time that I have in every Zoom meeting that they invited me. So I'm gonna try to speak a little bit slower. No matter, I'm still excited. Don't worry about it, but I'm gonna try, because they say that I speak too fast. So okay, I'm gonna try to speak slower, but important things are coming here, and I'm gonna try to say everything that is needed to say. When we started Up Capital, we started this project last year. So we were probably, I don't know, 9 months into the building of this company. But today we are in the second month. Today we're in the anniversary, or whatever they say, month anniversary or whatever. Today we are 2 months old. We opened the back office on May 8th. So right now, today, we're 2 months old. So by the time we're obviously in 2 months, we're really growing very fast. We are already in 12 countries, and a lot of people are joining, and a lot of people are taking care of all the in securities, they have obviously at the beginning of every project, they have obviously taken care of the ATFX part and really take care of that information to be true, etc. So every time that I have spoken to a lot of people, the main thing on the main questions they ask me, I can sum it up in one question. What Up Capital is different from every other project that we have seen or we have involved in the last years? What makes Up Capital different? So basically, that's a good question to a lot of other questions that probably you will have in the future, even if you're new here in the Zoom or you already have been for several weeks in Up Capital. So what makes Up Capital different? I can sum it up in some few points, but the basic one obviously is very easy to say, but the first one is it's a real business. It's not a scam. It's not anything that we just invented. It took months in planning. So basically, it's a real business. The second thing that makes us different is that obviously it took months in planning. It's not a new thing. It's not something that it occurs to us in the last 2 months. But obviously, we are very concerned about what has happened in the market for the last years. So we are really committed to do things right. So that's another thing that we are going to taking care of that, especially for the community. And obviously, a lot of things that are based on the business is our ATFX collaboration with them. It also took months, a lot of months, to convince ATFX to work with us and for them to accept us as a community. Because as you know, and probably I can invite you to visit their webpage, which is atfx.com. You will see that ATFX is a very big broker. It's one of the top 10 brokers in the world. Obviously, they were concerned about us, but for the last months, we were really talking to them, having a lot of negotiations. At the end, ATFX is a worldwide very big broker, and they have probably 26 offices around the world, but we chose the one in Mexico City because it's a very big office that they have here in the American market. We are going to use that office, we're using that office to put all the money that the community will put into them. And they serve basically Mexico and Latin America, but also we have access to all the markets in ATFX. So ATFX is registered in several markets, especially in the UK, in the United Kingdom, in Hong Kong, in Australia, and some other countries, very strict markets. And so they are already registered, and obviously they are regulated by them. So we're complying with all those regulations also, because through ATFX, we have to do that. And what else does Up Capital make us different from everybody or some other projects that have been in the past? Another one that we're really concerned is about sustainability. Any company or any project that can achieve sustainability will be here for several years, and everybody will be profitable, and everybody will be making money, and we will be helping a lot of people inside the community. The community it's really growing really fast, because a lot of the leaders that are basically in Asia and some other countries, they already checked all the regulations and also about our collaborations with the ATFX. So a lot of people are coming in pretty fast. We're still, and we can say pretty much, we're ending the pre-launch stage of capital, but anyway, we're really growing really fast. What makes sustainable and sustainability very important? Because we're here to stay for several years. What things can make us sustainable? Obviously, the ATFX collaboration, obviously, which is real. It's and we already planned a trip to Mexico City for leadership to know ATFX, the offices in ATFX, the operation floor, and have obviously business meetings with them, so they can, especially leaders who qualify for this trip, which is all paid by Up Capital, they can see exactly what is going on. and where the money is going on, going from, going to the wallet of them, etc. So they can have all the details, and that we sometimes don't explain in the presentations, but they can have that access to them and put it to their teams. Obviously, the compensation plan is another big part of the sustainability. The compensation plan is very well thought of. It was really, with some consultants, they took a lot of things into account, what the market wants, etc. But it's a very dynamic, very adjustable to the markets. And it has a very good thing that I really like, which is the repurchase part. Every time that Up Capital complies with the 300% and bring it back to the customers, investors, or obviously the community, the network market peers and leaders, Up Capital requires a repurchase to keep going in the compensation plan. That is a very important thing for sustainability because everybody will participate in the continuity of the project. Obviously, you can say that. In the future, obviously, the financial markets and the world basically is changing very fast. A lot of projects and a lot of new things are coming into technology and the fintech industry and things like that. Artificial intelligence is taking a big part of that. So we are already looking for some other projects besides Forex and things like that, which is very important. We're going to keep doing that, but we're also looking for some other things to bring cash flow and some profitability to the project so the community will take advantage of that. In the future, we're going to keep going, and we're already looking for some other projects already. Because it takes months to bring a profitable and secure money generating part into the company. Every time that we have access to profits and things like that, we're going to pass it basically to the community because it's some kind of a supply and demand thing. Every time that we put more money into the community, a lot of community will come and the community will grow. And as the community grows, obviously we'll have more negotiation power with some other projects and with some other even brokers and things like that. So basically that's what makes us different from everybody else. We have a lot of plans for the future. So obviously we have already established programs for leaders and leadership. We're already doing that, and we have a lot of things to follow that and take care of the leaders. We have a lot of recognition programs. We have promos. Today we had a new promo which was launched about a few hours ago. It will last for 1 week. And please take care of it. It will be announced on the back office of the Up Capital page. Also, we have obviously planned, like everybody else, cars, trips, and things like that. We have planned also events, big events, in practically 2 places are already planned. One in Korea and one in Latin America are the two first events that we're going to have. But also Europe is going strong, and Korea is telling me that they want not only one, but they are planning to big events already. So we're going to have that in the future. Obviously, we're going to have leadership summits and etc. Obviously, we are going to have worldwide offices. That's inside our plans. Those offices, which we already have one in Korea, are going to be administrated and taken care of by the leader and the leadership of each country or each city. But our capital will support that, and we're going to support all those offices with the leadership. Obviously, it has to have obviously volume, people, etc., which is obviously for a business, right? And we obviously, at the end of the day, we are focused on objectives. The basic objective right now is to build and grow the community. Right now, we are open in 12 countries. Our objective is to be in more than 50. obviously have several more offices, not just one right now in Korea, but we are focused on opening more offices. And right now, also, we are focused on having more than 1 million members inside the Up Capital community. That will give us some additional strength to negotiate some other projects that will bring all those benefits into the community. So at the end of the day, I'm happy to be here. Really, I'm happy to have this new group that is growing very, very fast. And I really like that, obviously. I have another meeting right now in Spain, which is in 4 or 5 minutes, which before they go to sleep, I have another Zoom meeting. But anyway, if you have the questions, Jaime, I
Yes.
can answer them for a little bit.
So there's three very important. Thank you so much, Mr.
Yeah.
Weaver. And there's three questions. The first one I think you just answered. This one is coming from Uniel, and he asked, "Does the company have an office?" And I think you just answered that there is an office in Korea, and you're looking to expand with offices. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so that's the answer. The answer is right now the company has one office in Korea, and they're looking to expand that operation.
Jaime, if your team is interested in seeing that office, we have pictures of that. We can send it to you, so you can share them probably in the next Zoom or anyway. But we have pictures of that office and the inauguration and things like that. If you want to share it with your team, okay?
Okay. Then the next question is, why would anyone invest in Up Capital? This is coming from John. Why would anybody invest in Up Capital instead of going direct to ATFX?
Okay, we have, as I told you a few minutes ago, you can go straight to ATFX. Obviously, you can go as an individual investor into ATFX. Well, we already did that last year, and we took a lot of months of negotiation special treatment for us because obviously we have a lot of investors. We already have a big chunk of money over there, but we are obviously expanding that money into them, and we have a lot of plans. They checked our plans, they check our backgrounds, they check a lot of things that they did in the last months with us. So they Up Capital have a lot of let's say special treatment with ATFX, and as the community will grow, we'll have more benefits from them. So we have going to pass that into the community, and that's why we can pay and make the compensation plan sustainable.
Okay, and he does have a follow-up question. He says, who regulates the investment? Is it Up Capital or ATFX?
Okay, one thing that we want to know is every time that an investor puts money into Up Capital just, let's say, puts the name, that username puts so much amount of money, so the compensation plan will follow up, and we have to pay the commissions, etc., etc. So the compensation plan will follow, and we'll pay the commissions. But the money don't stay in Up Capital. It just passes through and goes straight to ATFX into the wallet of ATFX, and it has and the custodian is ATFX. It's not Up Capital.
Okay, awesome. And then the last question, this is from Prince Samuel Joseph. He says, if someone comes in with $1,000, will he earn $3,000 in under 90 days? And I think I can help answer that. That depends. If he comes in and he works, then he can earn it in a week if he wants to. If he comes in and passively earns, you have to go back to the PDF and realize that $1,000 pays 0.6% Monday through Friday. That's $6 a day, Monday through Friday. So you can do the math based on that. But if it's only passive, it wouldn't be 90 days. It will be longer. Now, if he's actively building a business, he can do it as fast as he wants to. Correct, Mr.
Correct. Yes, correct. Yes, a lot of people have told me exactly that question, that it takes too much time to take my money back and things like that. Obviously, we cannot pay more than we're already paying, because if not, it will not be sustainable to pay those percentages of every investment. Obviously, if you put $1,000 into the example that I just told, it will take around, if you don't do anything else, you don't build any community, you don't invite not even your friend or whatever, it will take around 8 months to take that money back. obviously, but that will continue to triple your amount of money. So that's very, very attractive. But if you put, I don't know, 7,000 or 10,000, which is not the case for many people, but it will take 5 months if you don't do anything else. But you can triple your amount of money probably if you work. It depends on your team. It depends on how eager you are to make some extra money. It will take probably, I don't know, a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a week. And sometimes people from Korea are tripling their amount of money that they already put into their package in 1 day. So it depends on you and it depends on your work.
Incredible. I know you have to teleport yourself to Spain right now, so we're going to let
Yeah.
you go. But thank you so much, Mr. Bueller. Always a
Yes.
pleasure. I know it's not going to be the last time that we have you here, but we
Please
appreciate your
don't.
attention for sure. Thank you very much. And for the
Okay.
rest of the community, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow.
Okay, so see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bueller.
Okay, see you.
So
Bye.
tomorrow we're gonna have a presentation, and tomorrow is also at our midweek training. So tomorrow after the presentation, those of our team members that can stay, it will be very beneficial for them to stay a little longer, because tomorrow we're gonna cover how to properly launch a brand new partner inside of Up Capital for them to help themselves and get to that 300% a lot faster. So I invite you guys to be on here tomorrow. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, now it's up to us, right? We can either go to work, or B, continue to look at Up Capital. Up Capital is going to continue to grow, is going to continue to attract more people. And right now, we're looking at Up Capital with under 3,500 members. He said his goal was to reach 1 million members. How much of that remaining balance do you want as part of your community? That's the question. So thank you guys so much for being on. God bless you guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys. Oh, tonight we have a presentation in Spanish, 7:30 California, the same link. I'll send a flyer throughout the groups throughout the day, but 7:30 p.m. California in Spanish here, the same Zoom. You guys take care, and we'll see you guys later.